Hello and welcome. This is DZ Maven with another Gunpla reviews, and today I got the high grade build fighters double Zeta 2. I have to kind of remember to say that because I usually end up calling it the ZZII, but it's technically called the double Zeta 2. But anyway, I finally got this kit. This is an amazing kit. I actually like the look of the Zeta 2, the Z2 as I call it, and then Build Fighters, well, the Build Fighters Tri OVA came around and they introduced a upgraded version of the Z2, which is called the ZZII, well, or called the double Zeta 2. And as far as I'm aware, it only shows up in the OVA, that one episode OVA of Island Wars. It got some airtime there, but not a whole lot. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of it, personally. But it's not really one of the star suits, but I think it's a really nice looking design. Here. And one of the best things about this kit when Bandai upgraded VZ2 is, whoops, that piece fell off. There's a reason that falls off for me, because I will get to that in a second here. Let's stick it back on here. Ugh. But anyway, as I was mentioning, the best thing they did is they actually fixed the rifle of the Z2 so that it can now actually be held by the Gundam now. And I have the old Z2 rifle. There's this thing, which is bloody awful. I kind of hate this thing, even though it looks cool. I really hate it because you can't pose the kit with it. It's just this is really one of the weirdest handle designs ever. But, yeah, don't have to mess with that anymore. Well, I mean on the Z2 you have to mess with it, but not on the double Zeta 2. Double Zeta 2 rifle is great. I love this thing, even though it is a little bit long. The kit can kind of hold it straight out if it's like that. If the arm is extended, it kind of tends to droop a little bit, but overall the strength of the elbow joint is pretty good with it here. So let's look at some of the closer things on this kit and pull it up stand here for a second here. And let's just start at the top. So we have our head. It's got an okay range of movement. The neck's a little bit longer on this than the Zeta 2. But it can turn about that far, Side collar's kind of get in the way. Don't have to worry about it too much. Arms, they can bend like that. Rotate around. As for turning up, these shoulders are not going to let it turn up very far. About that much is all you're going to get because the back end kind of butts up against this gun holder here. But lifting up, we'll go about that far. And you do get a little bit of elbow movement, but not a whole lot. Not that much here. The wrist here. I do want to talk about the wrist here. I'll post a photo here. It kind of explains it a little bit better here. But for some reason, Bandai really kind of designed the extended wrist on this thing poorly. That's really kind of the only real flaw on this kit that I've come across. There's a little polycap piece that kind of sticks out. That goes into this white piece here that kind of sticks out and attaches the hand to it. But there's really nothing holding it in to the arm. Not that I can tell. I think I saw a couple other reviewers mention this, and they couldn't really figure out why it was set up like that. I tried all sorts of things, and I finally just kind of gave up and just kind of glued them in. So they're not coming out again. So my advice, just go ahead and glue those in. That way you don't have to worry about the hands falling out all the time. So moving on, we got a waist. It's the same as the Zeta 2. It's not a whole lot of waist movement in this thing. That's all you're gonna get. A little bit back and forth, and that came off again. I'll talk about that in a second here, like I said. You get your skirts. You can split them carefully right in the middle, and then they can be individually moved. The side skirts are attached to the upper leg. as before on the Zeta II. And the legs, these are long legs. They got some extension to them, but they've been the same way as the Zeta II. Getting a nice spin out of that. This little knee thing can move back and forth a little bit. And onto the feet. Look at these feet. These are some wacky feet. This is where most of the extra height in the kit comes from, these wacky feet here. Let me pull the original Z2 over for comparison. That's the original Z2 feet, and here's the double Zeta feet. They don't move too much. They've been kind of fixed in place this way, so you can't really fold them up or fold out or anything. You do get a little bit of ankle movement, but it's mostly going to be to the back, not so much to the front or the sides on this. This Gundam is walking on stilts, pretty much. This little piece in the front does not move. I think it moved on the original Z2 kit. This ankle flap would move, but it doesn't move on here. And onto the back, we get these double folding shields, which are pretty much came off straight off the double Zeta. I mean, not the double Zeta Gundam. They don't fold as much as a double Zeta, but they kind of serve the same purpose here, and they just kind of stick on the sides of these gun barrel holders. Gun barrels can move forward like so. They do kind of touch the top of these things, but it's not really a big deal. These little thingamabob antennas, I don't know what they're for. They move. Same thing on the Z2. Now this thing here. This is the Hyper Mega Launcher, Mega Beam Cannon. Normally it's positioned this way on the double Zeta 2, like that. But I find this is really much a pain in the ass to take off and flip around. I don't know how it's supposed to flip off without getting taken off, but when it's in firing mode, it's going to be up like this. Let me get it on. There we go. It'll be up like that, and then you flip it forward like that. My personal preference, I'm probably just going to leave it sticking up like that because I don't want to keep taking it off and flipping it around. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Oh, and in addition, on this bottom, you do have some bottom back skirts now that you didn't have on the Zeta 2. These can move around a little bit and fold, but they kind of fold straight up when they're in the Waverider mode, like that. And on to accessories. You do get the Mega, I forget the exact name, long rifle. It's nice, pretty basic, but it looks good and it works. It fits in the hands very well here. Get that back on the stand. You do get beam sabers. These are the exact same beam sabers off the Zeta 2. Again, no place to store them on the kit. You just kind of have to hang on to them someplace. You do get the trigger hands, but there's really no purpose for them on this kit, so you can hang on to them as an extra set of hands, I guess, if you want to use them for something in the future. And you do get your part former brick. It's pretty much the same thing as the Z2's part former brick. The only real difference I've seen is that, well, of course, the antenna things are different. And you got some extenders right there for the arms. Other than that, it's identical. It's the same thing. And also, you do get a beam rifle, like the one with the Zeta 2, but you're missing the handle. So I kind of took the liberty to kind of modify the one that came with the Zeta 2 and stick a peg and an extra handle on it. It looks okay. It's makeshift. Let's see if we can get this on here. And of course that comes off just as I'm doing this. But anyway, I got it set up so that it attaches to the arm, just like the long rifle. I have to use a stronger glue for attaching this handle to it though. It keeps coming off. But anyway, so I made use of the other rifle, so it goes on there. So, alright, so go ahead and take a look at the Waverider mode next. Like I said, it goes together the same way. So, be back in just a second as I transform them here. Alright, and here are the ZZII and the Z2, the two Gundams together in their Waverider modes. They look kind of similar at first glance, but clearly the ZZ2, Double Zeta 2, well, I should call it that. Double Zeta 2 has got a lot more going on with it here than the old kit here that it's based on. It's a little bit longer. It's got a little bit more going on to it, but it really looks like there's a lot more going on with this here, and I kind of like that. You do have to kind of straighten up these bazookas here and make sure they all kind of point forward and everything, but once that's all done, it's all pretty well set. It goes together the same way as the Z2, so I mean, if you're already familiar with the Z2's part forming system, it's pretty much the exact same thing on the ZZ2. The feet don't. Well, one thing I did notice about this is that since the feet don't really fold together, it doesn't quite have as clean a look, and the ankle protector here does not move, unlike in the original kit. The ankle guard can move like that, and the feet can kind of fold in. The ZZ2 feet don't really fold in, but then again, I guess you don't really have to. But I probably would have liked it if this little ankle piece could probably fold up. That probably would have looked a little nicer, but that's something probably a modder could do. But anyway, this is everything that's on here. Let's get it pretty nice here. I don't really have a spot for my makeshift beam rifle to go on here. I guess if I really wanted, I probably could make some sort of notch or something to fit into these little grooves that are in the side. Those are the same grooves that are on the Z2 for the clay bazookas. You can actually take these off and stick them on here if you want to have some a little bit more extra firepower on the ZZ2, but it already kind of has enough the way it is. So. And while I have them out here, I have the leftover pieces here. They're very much the same, but noticing this, you can probably notice that the ZZ2 is actually slimmer than the Z2. The head sculpts, this gives you a good chance to look at the head sculpts now. They are different, as you can see there. The red piece on the ZZ2 kind of sticks forward a little bit more, but it's the same part. And in addition, the ZZ2 has some head Vulcans that are kind of molded in there. Probably hard to see on the camera up so close, but they're there. But yeah, pretty close to the same. I mean, you can kind of see where the parts got added on top of the on top of the Z2 here. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's kind of it for the Waverider mode there. So, but all right, in the back, one more thing I forgot to mention when I had it like this here. The Mega Rifle for this Mega Beam Launcher, for whatever reason, the end of it comes solid. So you might want to drill that out so it actually looks like a gun instead of like a nub. I thought that was a little weird. I didn't talk about the painting and stickers on this here. The actual stickers you get with the kit are going to be mostly these yellow ones. There's one for this back fence. And you get them for these pieces on the shoulders here. And the red on the knee things. And of course you get all the green stickers for the gun barrels and the eyes and these extra sensors here. I used some of the extra detail stickers from my real grades and kind of decorated it up a little bit here just to give it a little bit more of a uniqueness to it, especially like the little red highlights I added in on the chest. I think those look pretty nice. But as for painting stuff, there's not a whole lot you're going to need to paint on this. There are these little yellow spots that are in the front of the legs. Those have to be yellow, They don't give you a sticker for that, unfortunately. Oh, you do get stickers for these gray parts on the side of the shields here, but I would really strongly recommend painting those, as the stickers for those look kind of awful. So I would not use those. And the only other thing is this yellow bit on top of the cannon here. They don't give you a sticker for this. This is supposed to be yellow up here, but I went ahead and cut a scrap piece of yellow sticker and stuck it on there for that. And of course I made this unit too, because it's the second ZZII I have. So, but anyway, that is it. This is a fantastic kit. I really like this thing. It is more expensive than the standard high grades. This was about almost $26, so it's more on the expensive side for a 144 high grade kit. But I think it's kind of worth it because it's really cool looking, and there's you get a lot of stuff with this here to play around with, you know. So anyway, that's my review. I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a very interesting looking Zeta suit. This is probably going to be probably one of the top of my list items if you want a Zeta suit right now. So anyway, that's it for now. More reviews coming later, and I hope you all have a great day, and sure leave a like and leave me a comment, because I certainly would like to hear some opinions of my work or of the kits or anything Gunpla in general. That would be awesome. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and bye-bye.